ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربي زدني علما. Amma ba'd, my dear respected brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I'd like to welcome you all to this wonderful show called Alif, Laam, Meem. For those brothers and sisters who are new to the show, this show called Alif, Laam, Meem gives you the opportunity, brother or sister, to learn how to recite the Qur'an correctly and according to the correct Tajwid rules, inshallah ta'ala. And remember, brothers and sisters, that this show, again, is not just restricted to the brothers or just restricted to the sisters or the youngsters. This is open to everyone and anyone. Wherever you are on the globe, you can call in and recite, inshallah ta'ala. And for those who want to take part and recite in today's show, call us on 0203 515 0757. And for those who live abroad, mashallah, and also want to connect and also want to recite, you can call us via the WhatsApp number. Both the numbers are placed at the bottom of your screens, inshallah. So I request all, for those who are listening, to make an effort, inshallah, to pick up the phone and to try and, inshallah, rectify your recitation of the Qur'an. Nevertheless, today, brothers and sisters, we are going through the Surah Ya Sin, inshallah, completing the Surah bi'idhnillah. And today's verses are from verse number 81 to verse number 83. So today's verses, verse number 81 to verse number 83 of Surah Ya Sin, inshallah. Now, the procedure will be, inshallah, first and foremost, I'll recite these following verses, and after that, I'll be going through them, analyzing these verses for the sake of Tajweed, inshallah, highlighting and outlining rules that we should be implementing within our recitation. And thereafter, we will open the floor, inshallah, for yourselves to call in and recite. So I request everyone, the first part of the show where I'll be reciting and explaining, this is the time and the opportunity to take as much notes as you can. Because number one, this is the time to learn or refresh your memory on certain rules. And number two, this is the time to take it on board, inshallah, and thereafter straight away implement it in your recitation. And that is the most effective and efficient way of improving your recitation of the Qur'an. So we begin, inshallah. Have your mushaf in front of you and follow with the recitation. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون. صدق الله العظيم وبارك الله فيك. The beautiful verses of Surah Ya Sin from 81 to 83. Now, inshallah, brothers and sisters, we will be going through the rules, inshallah ta'ala. As I mentioned, this is the time to take it on board, take as much notes as you can, bi'idhnillah. So we begin with أَوَلَيْسَ الَّذِي, the letter Alif. Now, if you look at the letter Alif, it's very simple. The letter Alif has a fatha on top of it. Okay, now with the alif, there's something very, very important that you must understand as reciters, including myself, and that is that the letter alif is known as a tadqiq letter. Now, what does that mean? That means that letters that are always supposed to be read with empty mouth. Now to give a bit of context to that, inshallah, when it comes to the recitation of the Qur'an, every letter has a way of being recited, and this is called makhraj. At the same time, they have qualities, which is called sifat. Above that, okay, we have something called tafkhim and tarqiq. Heavy letters and light letters, okay? So when it comes to those letters, we need to be very careful, because one mispronunciation, again, will change the entire meaning of that word and the pronunciation as well. So here we must be careful not to say our. It's our. Very soft, very gentle. أَوَلَيْسَ الَّذِي, and not أَوَلَيْسَ الَّذِي. The word خَلَقَ, okay, and this is actually a very good example of what I was explaining just before this. خَلَقَ. If you look at the word خَلَقَ, you have the letter خَ, the letter لام, and the letter قاف. Okay, now if we break this down, we can see that the letter kha has a fatha on top, so does alif, so does lam, and also the letter qaf. At the same time, okay, to go a bit more deep into this, the letter kha and the letter qaf are full mouth letters. They are mufakham letters. They are isti'la letters. Letters which are always made full mouth, and letters that should be given extra emphasis on. Having that being said, if you look at the middle letter, which is the letter lam, okay, the lam is not a full mouth letter, where in this situation, okay? But what sometimes happens is, because we focus too much on the full mouth letters, we end up making the empty mouth letter full mouth, like khalaqa. That's incorrect, okay? We don't say khalaqa, and we cannot even justify this, that because it's in between two full mouth letters, we make it full mouth. No, that is incorrect. Okay, regardless of if it's between 100 full mouth letters and that one letter is an empty mouth letter, it doesn't give us the rights to recite that letter with full mouth. Okay, so it's very clear, very simple principles that we must follow, inshallah. So again, when you're reciting أَوَلَيْسَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ and not خَلَقَ, be very careful. Samawati wal arda biqadir. Okay, this word arda I want to focus on. Why? Because this word al-ard comes very frequently in the Qur'an. And as I say, that if you can fix in one place, it will be fixed across the Qur'an. Okay, so if you are one of those who struggle on the word al-ard, is inshallah make an intention to fix it now, so that when you recite this word in other places of the Qur'an, you know exactly how to recite it. So what I'll do, inshallah, I'll break this word down to the best of my ability. Wal ard. First and foremost, the letter waw joins with the letter lam. Now, bearing in mind, if you look at it carefully, you can see that the letter lam has a fatha on top, has a sakina on top, but it doesn't give us again the rights to do qalqala. We don't say wala arada. And that's a very, very common mistake. Okay, sometimes we don't realize, and sometimes we do realize, but we skip it, okay, purposely. And that is a mistake and a sin as well at the same time. So we can't say wala arad, wal ard, wal ard. The second thing is that if you stop on that particular word, for example, أَوَلَيْسَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. This is how you stop. Okay, what did I do? I changed the fatha into a sakina. And instead of saying wal arda, I said wal ard. I held on to the sound, but when you do this, you must still make sure that you implement the right makhraj, the right sifat. Because a lot of times what reciters do is, because they stopped on it, automatically they think, I don't have to apply no rules. That is totally incorrect, okay? So if it's a full mouth letter, you need to stop with the full mouth pronunciation. And I'll give you an example of the correct one and the incorrect one. So the correct way is أَوَلَيْسَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Okay, that fullness. The incorrect way is أَوَلَيْسَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Totally different and incorrect as well. So please keep that in mind. Then أَن يَخْلُقَ مِثْلَهُم. To clarify and to confirm, this is not the letter shin. Okay, brothers and sisters, it's the letter tha. We don't say mishlahum, mithlahum. Now, whilst I'm on that letter, to make sure, okay, that you understand that tha is a soft letter. Tha is not the letter dhal. It's not the letter za, and it's definitely not the letter shin. Okay, so make sure that when you are reciting, whether it's tha or dhal or dha or za, you need to be extra cautious. Again, one slip of the tongue or one mispronunciation, you will change the entire letter. Okay. We then move on. Innama amruhu. Okay, innama, if you look at this carefully, the letter noon has something called a shadda. Okay, and the letter that the shadda is on top of, that letter becomes a mushadda letter. So it's quite important that we are familiar with these terminologies. So shadda, mushadda, sukoon, okay, waqf, ghunna. So be quite familiar, inshallah, because wherever you study, whatever book you study in terms of tajweed, you will always be coming across these terminologies. Okay, so the mushadda letter, which is the letter noon, clearly has a shadda on top, but it doesn't stop there. What we need to know is that when the letter noon and when the letter meem has a shadda on top of them, we need to recite with ghunnah. And to break it down for those who don't know what ghunnah is, it's the sound that comes through the nose, which is subject to the circumstance. Now, what does that mean?